Brothers and sisters, I'm Ernest Durham, and I'm the president and the CEO of the Durham Corporation. We're a 39-year-old black hair care products company, and since the black hair care industry generates over $500 billion annually, I can set you up in your own startup business so you can get a portion of these profits. But first, I want to talk to you about a topic that's dominating the news here in America and in many other countries. And that's the marching and protesting that has evolved into a worldwide protest. Because now the entire world finally understands what we were complaining about all these years and got very little attention or justice. But there's always more than one way to do anything, brothers and sisters. And what our young people are doing is getting the attention of the entire world. But I want to introduce another way that will get a different kind of results that we've used in the past. And I think we can take it to another level. And I'm talking about the old-fashioned boycott, brothers and sisters. Now, I've added another leg to recreating Black Wall Street called BAD, B-A-D. And that stands for Boycotting Against Discrimination. And it's designed to take a more sophisticated approach to the problems in America by hitting the businesses in their pockets, brothers and sisters, where they can feel it. And I'm talking about the businesses in each city that has a lot of police brutality and inequality. I know they feel it to a certain extent when their stores are looted and burned down, but they have insurance to pay for the damage, so it's not a total loss, brothers and sisters. But the boycotts that I have in mind will get their attention and force them to speak up for us, and I'll tell you why and I'll tell you how. Now, what we have to understand is that black men and women spend more money than any other race of people in America. Now, annually, black Americans spend about $2 billion on Air Jordans, $4 billion on alcohol, cigarettes, and beer, $600 million on fast food, over $1 billion on Timberlands. We buy 43% of the cell phones in America, 23% of the televisions, 21% of the radios, 18% of the internet, and we buy more designer purses, shoes, and clothes than any other race. And we don't buy these products from other black people. Black Americans have over $1.2 trillion in spending power, brothers and sisters. So we have the 12th largest economy in the world. And the 11 other countries that has more spending power than us are Russia, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Italy, India, France, the United Kingdom, which is England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales combined, Germany, Japan, China, and the United States. But we won't count the United States because our $1.2 trillion comes out of the United States, $20.4 trillion. So, bypassing the United States, there are only 11 other countries in the world that have more spending power than black Americans. Now, we even have more spending power than countries like Luxembourg, Holland, Switzerland, all 54 of the African countries, all 26 of the Caribbean countries, all of the oil-producing Arab countries, and all the South American countries, brothers and sisters. Black America is the richest black population on earth. So that means that we have the ability to change our conditions, but we've gone about it the wrong way. Now, we play as a team in most sports, brothers and sisters, but as a race of people, up until now, we haven't learned to play as a team. And this brings me to my point. So now that we know how much economic power we have collectively as opposed to all the other countries, we need to unite. We have to unite. We've got to unite as a team, brothers and sisters, and use this economic power to change the conditions that our young people have been marching and protesting and getting their heads bashed in about. Now, I'm not saying that a show of force isn't necessary sometimes, but I have a 3-step plan of peace using our economic strength to get the desired results without putting our children in harm's way. Now, our first step should be to reach out to black people in every large city first and have those who are concerned about police brutality, inequality, and discrimination to sign up to join BAD. That's B-A-D, Boycotting Against Discrimination, which is to sign up to participate in our boycotts of different stores in their cities. Now, our second step is to elect delegates in each city to make appointments with the businesses first, to let the businesses know how much money black consumers spend annually, and to remind them of how much we spend with their businesses. Some people have to be reminded, brothers and sisters, so that's what we're going to do. Remind them of how much business we give them on a yearly basis, and that we need their voice in City Hall to speak up for us against police brutality in their city. And now, since we spend more money with American businesses than any other race of people in America, they should be protecting their most valuable customers, which is black Americans. If we don't get any consideration, or if they won't take a meeting, brothers and sisters, our third step is to obtain a permit to picket, boycott, or demonstrate in front of that store. And we'll have marchers with bullhorns, flyers, and signs outside the store, or wherever is lawful. And we'll encourage the black customers not to buy from those stores that week. Now, business contributes to the mayor's election campaign is what I need you all to understand. And the businesses is who sponsor fundraisers for the mayors. And they have the influence to control the mayor, who controls the police chief, who controls their police officers. And the police officers can prevent police brutality through the commands of their police chief. And we'll boycott one large store at a time for a week at a time, brothers and sisters, before moving on to the next store, because we don't want to inconvenience ourselves too much either. You know, not by not having anywhere to shop, by, boycotting all the stores at one time. And so we'll have to check the laws to see exactly what we can do legally, because we don't want to clash with the police either. Now, we're probably not going to prevent everybody from going into the stores, but a large enough percentage of their customers siding with us will be enough for them to lose enough money to make them want to hear what we have to say, brothers and sisters. See, because black Americans with $1.2 trillion worth of spending power has every right to use American businesses that we spend a large percentage of our money with as spokespersons and protectors. Now, let's talk a little more about recreating the Black Wall Street model, brothers and sisters, because every other race of people on earth seem to understand the power of unity and circulating their money among themselves to create wealth in their communities. Now, historically, Hispanics circulate their money in their communities on an average of 6 to 8 times before it leaves their community. Whites circulate their money 8 to 12 times. Asians and Arabs circulate their money 13 to 14 times. And Jewish people circulate their money about 18 times. But the interesting thing, brothers and sisters, is that the lifespan of the black dollar is only about 6 hours before it leaves our community, and that's mainly because we don't have many black-owned businesses in our neighborhoods except for barber shops, beauty salons, and soul food restaurants. Outside of that, we have to go to other people's businesses to spend our money. So, consequently, brothers and sisters, the black dollar doesn't circulate not once, because as soon as a black person gets paid, we go straight to somebody else's business to give them our money. So since we don't have black-owned businesses in our neighborhoods, we give 98% of our wealth to other races. And we live on the other 2%. And then we can't understand why there's so much poverty among the average black person in America, because we're only living on 2% of our income. See, brothers and sisters, we have been pimped and hustled by every race of people that has a business in our neighborhood. And no one is going to give us a business loan either. And you can forget about that. That's why we don't have businesses in our neighborhoods, because it's hard to get business loans. See, because a business would keep us, keep some of that money with us. It'll keep some of that money in our pockets, brothers and sisters. And if we keep some of that money with a business, then that'll cut into their profits, and they can't have that. They want to continue to pimp and hustle us. Now, some other interesting facts is that 1 out of every 20 Asians or Arabs has a business, brothers and sisters. 1 out of every 35 whites has a business. 1 out of every 53 Hispanics has a business, and only 1 out of every 105 blacks has a business. And I've always said business is the foundation of any race's wealth, brothers and sisters. And business means selling, not just buying like we always do. We've got to stop just being consumers. We've got to be sellers, brothers and sisters, if we're going to survive. See, because when foreigners open up business in our neighborhoods, they come in with one agenda and one agenda only, brothers and sisters, and that's to sell to you. That's the mindset that they have. And that's why they're prosperous. And they take our money to where they live and create very wealthy communities. And if we're going to be prosperous, brothers and sisters, we're going to have to sell to each other. Because up until now, like I said, we've just been consumers, buying whatever they come into our neighborhoods to sell us. So in order to for me to set you up in your own startup business, brothers and sisters, we have several things in our online marketplace that you can sell. We not only have hair care products at $30 a bottle that you can buy 1 bottle and sell 2 bottles to receive $500 a month. We also have cell phone stickers for $20 each, and you can buy 1 and sell 3 to receive $2,000 a month. And these cell phone stickers will protect you and your children who are on the phones most of the time anyway. They'll protect you from the radiation that comes through your cell phones and other electrical devices in your house. And this is a result of the 5G towers that have been installed just about everywhere in the cities, brothers and sisters. So you need to be protected, and your children need to be protected from the 5G radiation that's coming through mainly cell phones and electrical devices, but especially microwaves, which has the highest count of radiation coming into a home. And I suggest all of you all unplug those microwaves. If they're not in use, and if you don't have to, don't use them. But always keep those things unplugged because they have a very high percentage of radiation coming into the home. Now we also have bracelets at $45 each, $40 each, brothers and sisters, and we have pendants. These are necklaces that you wear at $40 each that you can buy 1 and sell 3 to receive $2,000 a month. And you'll either wear the bracelet or the pendant. Wear them when you go outside, brothers and sisters, to protect yourself, because 5G, like I said, is all around us. We have All Natural Cures newsletters for $2 for each cure, written by some of the world's leading natural health experts, brothers and sisters. And they have natural cures for well over 81 different ailments, where you can buy 1 newsletter and sell 5 to receive $2,000 a month. We have rear view mirror video cameras for $60 each that records everything that goes on in and around your car, brothers and sisters. They can be very valuable when you get stopped by the police, because now the cell phone cameras are beginning to intimidate the police. And you can buy 1 and sell 3 to receive $2,000 a month. I saw a video the other day where a policeman was getting angry and reaching and grabbing for the video camera, the cell phone camera, when a person turned it on to video them when they got stopped. So they're getting aggressive about that, but they won't see the video camera that's connected to the rearview mirror. It's almost like invisible, but it records everything that goes on. So protect yourself that way also, brothers and sisters. And remember, the money that you receive from working with this company is not tax-free money. So a 1099 tax form will be issued at the year's end. So let's keep that in mind also. Now, my next step is to introduce our Recreating Black Wall Street global online marketplace, where black people from all over the world can buy from and sell to each other, brothers and sisters, because that's the strength of our race. That's the economic strength of our race, buying from and selling to each other. Instead of letting people outside of our race, non-black people, sell to us, we need to learn to buy from and sell to each other. And we've got brothers and sisters all around the world who have something to sell and who will buy from you whatever you have to sell. See, this is Durham Corporation's vision of how we as black consumers and entrepreneurs can control the vast amount of wealth that we have collectively, brothers and sisters. And this is how we'll pull ourselves up out of the deplorable conditions that many of our people have been forced to live in around the world. And simply because we give our wealth to other races of people. And I've been around the world, brothers and sisters, and I've seen the way black people live in every country. We're always on the bottom. We're always the tail, brothers and sisters, and that's because we don't have the unity like other races of people have. We've got to learn to buy from and sell to each other. Because it's our time now, brothers and sisters, for black people to awaken from their spiritual sleep. And you've got to admit it, we've been spiritually asleep. This is why we don't unite like other races of people do. This is why we haven't been able to trust each other, because we've been spiritually asleep. And we've been asleep to what's going on around us. We've been asleep to every race of people progressing and moving ahead of us and leaving us behind, always in the same condition in every country that we live in. So we've got to take our rightful place here on the earth, brothers and sisters, by first learning to take control of how we spend our money. This is how we become major players in the earth's economics, brothers and sisters, by signing up to display your goods and services in recreating Black Wall Street's global online marketplace, where millions of black people can see what you have to offer, and where we can all take pride in buying from and selling to each other, and where the consumer will get 10% back, a 10% rebate on the total of everything they purchased from the last 3 months. So every 3 months, we're going to give a 10% rebate back to help encourage black people to buy from black people. And we can use the secured payment method that PayPal offers all around the world, brothers and sisters. And the United States Postal Service, FedEx, UPS, or DHL can deliver to just about every country in the world. So we can conduct good, clean, and efficient business, brothers and sisters. And this is what we have to do. Learn to conduct good, clean, efficient business. So now, our live broadcast is every Tuesday here at the same time, brothers and sisters, and it allows you to come on and ask questions, give your comments, and request your employment forms and more details. Just email us at WEPA, W-E-P-A. That's We're Empowered to Prosper in America. So that's WEPA 4U2. That's the number 4, the letter U, the number 2 at AOL.com. And I ask you to please email us with your comments and your questions and request your forms so that you can get started with us. And ask for the forms that you want for the level of participation that you want to get involved in. And I want you to contact the person who referred you to this employment opportunity before filling out any of your employment forms, brothers and sisters, to make sure everything is filled out properly. Okay, now that's the end of our program, but what I want to say before we finish up is that I understand that it's a lot of police brutality and hatred and bigotry going on out in the world. But understand, brothers and sisters, you're God's chosen people. And he wouldn't leave you out here at the mercy of these people, just out here on your own. So he's provided something for us that many of you all don't know about that I'm going to share with you right now. Because what you have to understand is that we live in a vibrational universe and everything vibrates at a different ratio. And that's what makes everything different. Now, every negative situation like police brutality and killings and beatings and stealing and everything else vibrates on a very low ratio. It's at a very low vibratory rate. And what you have to do if you don't want to come in contact with that kind of negativity is raise your vibration. And the easiest way for you to do that, brothers and sisters, is do it God's way. Get into a good, hearty 2 or 3 minute laugh before you leave the house in the morning. Do not go out here in this cold, dark, hungry, unforgiving world with a lowered vibration, because a policeman who would brutalize you has a very low level of consciousness. He's on a very low vibration, brothers and sisters. And if you're on that same low vibration with him, you're going to come in contact with him. So when you do your laughter, you raise your vibration so you can't come in contact with these people. And if you do happen to come in contact with him, your high vibration will raise his. And by raising his, it's going to make him treat you a lot more different than brutality. You won't experience police brutality. So one of two things is going to happen. He's going to come into your presence and treat you kindly, or he can't come into your space. He'll have to cross the street to get away from you because your vibration is too high and it's annoying to him. It's repelling him. And that not only goes for policemen, it goes for everybody else in this world who's walking around with a lower vibratory rate. Raise your vibration, brothers and sisters. God has given us this while we're interacting on this planet. He's given us this. But if you don't know about it, you won't be able to use it. I've always said that I can give you $1 million and put it in the bank in your name and don't tell you about it, and you can live in poverty. And this is what a lot of God's children have done. They have the answer to police brutality, but they've gone about it a different way. They're trying to deal with it in different ways than the way that God gave them. With something as simple as raising your vibration to the vibration above those of people who would treat you negatively. Amen. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you all for coming on the call and for being so attentive. We'll see you next week. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day.